Hi, Eli, George of Kudos. So once again, my name is Mvhayv Eli. Welcome to Sentence Building and Mvskoke Structure. We're doing lesson 2 today. So we're going over kind of what we did yesterday a little bit, some refresh. And then the main things are going to be commands was the first conjugation we learned, right? That was the first one we talked about. And then we're going to also work on some new other beginning conjugations to work with. So welcome. Okay, so first, quick review. Quick question. I have to leave early for work meeting. How do I get the PDF for this week? Yes. Okay, so let me go ahead. Should have it in my clipboard already. It's throwing a fit, so I guess I don't. Give me 2 seconds. Let me pause share for 2 seconds. That way I can get you that link. Okay, there we go. There's the link. So that link is specifically for the Google Drive with my section in it. So that one should be like Eli, Mvhayv Eli, and then you go in and the first one, that group, and it's, I believe it's, what's it called? It makes sense, whatever it's called. Some sentence building and first conjugations, I think, basic conjugations. Yeah. So you should see that. If you can't open it, let me know, because then I have the direct link just in case. Okay, so quick review. I'm gonna pull out this guy. It's this, right? Ooh. What are you trying to do? There we go. Ah. Okay. So first one. What is the sentence order in Mvskoke, right? Number 1. What is the sentence order in Mvskoke? So anybody remember?
Mvhayv, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if it's just on my end. It's just a little bit different than it usually is with classes with everybody. And I don't know if there's anything you can do, because I know if you have like an owl, it's subjective always, with gratitude.
Is my volume go okay for everybody else? Just a real quick, like thumbs up, thumbs down for people. Okay, fine. Okay, so it might be you, Amy. In that case, my heart just cranked me up real high. Okay. So, what is the sentence order for Mvskoke? So first off, anybody remember? Ready, sentence order? That means we have subjects and objects and verbs. Yes, it's S-O-V. So subject, object, and verb. Nice. Versus English, right? English is the one that's this way. So the I eat bread. For Mvskoke, it's going to be I bread eat. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Number 2. What is conjugating? So what is it? Not how to do it, but what is it? Anybody want to unmute and or write in the chat? The best guess or what they remember how to explain it? The way I always say is there are right and wrong answers, but I won't judge you for a wrong answer.
Is it turning a verb into a sentence or a command or a question?
Yes, it's how we actually make a sentence. We change the verb to be able to actually say something. So changing the verb from, say, like dictionary form to something that you can use in a sentence, right? So our example in English was to be. If you're saying it in a sentence, I can't say I to be a woman. I have to conjugate it. So that's why it becomes I am. That's the conjugation, right? I am. So in English, our conjugations are very simple. Mvskoke, a little bit more complicated, but not that bad. Last but not least, this is the one that I want to see if everybody actually remembers. How do we form a simple command? So what's that conjugation? There's 2 main steps. So 1, 2. Anybody remember the first step?
Drop theta.
Yes, drop the ida. Drop ida. Okay, and then number 2. Number 2, I got some in the chat.
Add VS.
Nice, yes. I got 2 people in that one. Add us, which is VS. Add us. So I think we're actually gonna do some. I'm gonna do an example. I was like, we're about to do examples. So let's just go straight to the examples then. Awesome. So I put it here, right? So one more time. Sentence order from Mvskoke is subject, object, verb. I read 8. Conjugating is when we actually change the form to use it. So the examples like I did yesterday was with to be, am, are, and is. And you guys are right on the money. How do we form the simple command? Take the dictionary form. So home bida. Drop the ida. Now it's home. And then add us. Home bus. Home bus. Which means eat it. Yeah. So one more time for anybody who's really visual, right? That way you can actually see step by step, right? So here's that dictionary form because it still has ida. Now we got rid of ida. That led to this guy, just a home. Now we have to actually add the us, the thing that makes it a sentence afterwards, right? That's our conjugation. Now we have home bus, and that's a full sentence and a full command. Okay, so let's practice a little bit. And let's switch it up. Let's use this color, because why not? Or it won't let me. That's fun too. Okay, there we go. So first one is nojida, right? That was one of the words from yesterday. You remember? Nojida, so to sleep. Oh, if we're telling someone to sleep, we have to change it. So we have our 2 steps, right? Step 1, step 2. Step 1 was drop the ida. And then add us, right? Okay, so for nojida, what's the first thing we do? You either call it out or write it. For nojida. I see the chat.
Notice.
Yes. Ooh, somebody said it. So the first thing you do, we drop ida. Now we got noj. And then you, yes, you add us.
Notice.
Nojas. So it's sleep, like sleep. Maybe the kids are in the bedroom and they're still on their phones. Nojas. Sleep. Nice. Awesome. Okay. Nojas. Perfect. Okay, so that means next one. Next one is wake it up. That means to stop doing something, right? So if the first step is drop ida, that means we're left with way, and then we add us.
Vegas.
Vegas, a very common word. Vegas, right? Very good one. This one I would definitely recommend as one of the ones you try to memorize, because this one you can use, like I said, with kids, with pets, with friends, anybody you want to. Anybody you're telling somebody to stop doing something. Vegas. Nice. Perfect. Okay, that means our last one over here on the bottom. Mvhayv. A little bit of a longer one, but Mvhayv. Okay, so first thing we do is drop the ida.
Yeah.
Yes. Mvhayv. And we drop, or not drop, we add what? Us. Heck yeah, us. Mvhayv. Nice. And remember, for anybody who needs it, right? Because I know for some people, breaking it up Here's our pieces. Ma, bo, hey, just. Ma, bo, hey, just. Ma, bo, hey, just. So listen, ma, bo, hey, just. Heck yeah, that's another really good one. Ma, bo, hey, just. Heck yeah, okay. We got another round. I'm not letting you guys off easy. We gotta make sure we really get this in our head so that everything else is easy. Okay, so we have legada. Legada, to sit. So what's the piece without the ida? What would that be?
Lega.
Ooh. So L-A-L-I-K, which is a leg. Leg, and like I said, we add us. Legus. Legus. So sit. Legus. Sit. Legus. Heck yeah. And then I'm going to use a different color because I realize now yellow kind of looks too similar to that background. Okay, so next one we have Magida. Now this is one that we probably have heard somebody say, right? We gotta drop that ida. The first step every time. So we're left with Mog.
Maga.
Nice. And you add that us. Mogus. 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 So say it. Speak up. Say it. Mogus. 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 Nice. Perfect. Okay. One last guy. On the bottom, we got Kijida. So first thing we do is drop the ida. Here we go. So we have he, and now we add us. He just. So look at it. He just. Heck yes. Perfect. I want to say we have one more of these. Oh. No, we don't. Before you know that, I wanted to ask real quick, are there any questions on this before we move on?
Yes, Mahaya.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how to form this question. So, being as they are commands, my assumption is that this would only be used for somebody younger. Is that an appropriate assumption, or would this also be used, for instance, if you had like a congregation or something and the pastor wanted everybody to sit, would they then say legus, or is that just inappropriate for anybody that's older than you or same age as you? Am I making sense?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
So, that's an awesome question. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to learn the polite version of a command, but politeness in Mvskoke doesn't work quite the same way it does in English. So these, absolutely use them to people who are younger, but you can use it to people who are the same age. You can use it to people and around, like even older than you, you can. There's a line of knowing when you switch to polite. So polite in Mvskoke is used when you're talking about elders, like you're talking to an elder, you're talking to a client, a guest, or say you're having like you say, a congregation, or some type of assembly of some sort, then you would use a polite to refer to everybody else. But in everyday speech, we won't use the polite. So even to like my coworkers and stuff, we don't necessarily need to use polite to mean we're being polite in Mvskoke. Politeness instead is kind of more your tone, right? It's not uncommon to say to your fellow coworker like, I'm Magus, but I'm Magus. I didn't hear you, but I'm Magus. Say it again. It's implied that we're being nice about it versus like Magus. That would be like, say it, So it's tone. When we make it polite, because there's a reason in Mvskoke. That's when we do politeness. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Exactly.
Mado.
So exactly on that note, here we are. How do we make it more polite? In Mvskoke, you're going to add ebus instead and give the sentence a bit more politeness. this ebe, like Randy mentioned in the chat, this ebe is what made that polite, right? This is the same us we were adding before, but this ebe makes it softer, that ebe. So what was home bus now becomes home bee bus, home bee bus, home bee bus. Please eat. Home bee bus. That's why you hear leggy bus a lot instead of necessarily legos, leggy bus, right? So it's that ebe and there is making this more polite. So we're gonna do, I think, a few practices with that. It's, yeah, it's a little more, yeah, formal. Formal is a good word for it. It's like a formality that you would use with, specific reason. Yeah, so the example here, our dictionary form. So our steps are really gonna be the exact same, right? Dictionary form, so it has the ida. We get rid of ida. Now we have home again. But this time we just add e-bus instead. E-bus. And we end up with home bus. That's why these are the easiest conjugations, because they're 2 steps every time. So home bus. Home bus. Home bus. So make sure you got that down, write that e-bus somewhere, because I think we're about to practice a bit. Yes, here we go. Okay. So just like before, we have nojida. So now we're making it polite. We're asking somebody, please, does the conjugation have plurals? We're going to get there as well. So that one's coming up. That one's coming up. This one is for one person only command. These are single people. I'm talking to one person. You, please go to sleep. Nice. We got it. One guess. Somebody else want to take a stab at it in chat or in speech, whichever one you prefer. Oh,
Nojibus?
Nice. Yes. Oh, I got another chat one. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so if we remember, which obviously people do because I'm seeing it. First thing, right? Drop it up. Next thing, add e-bus. So I'm pretty sure everybody got this one. If we drop the ida, we end up with noj. And depending on dialect, it might be noj. Some people use the u. And then we have to add e-bus. Nojibus. Nojibus. Nice. I'm gonna do you say, I say, you say. So ready? Nojibus. Nice. Nojibus.
Nojibus.
Heck yeah. Nojibus. Okay, now let's do it with Puisada. So hey you, stand up, please. Please stand up. Puisada. What are our guesses? What are our guesses? Ooh, there we go. There's one already. Oh, you were fast too.
Quibus.
Nice, yes. Okay, so let's start breaking it down. We drop our ida. So we have we. There's a weird sound, right? Remember, we. So some people think it's easier to think of it as we, but it's a little bit more we. We, and then add that e-bus. Huislibus. Huislibus. So I say, you say, huislibus. Huislibus. Yes. And
Quibus.
if you ever need to, just break it down by piece. We plus, right? Piece by piece. You're still getting used to, reading. Okay. This guy, Mvhayv. So I'll give a few seconds for people to put in their tries.
Mvhayv.
Ooh, there's got one. We got Beth in here with one too. Heck yeah. So first, ida, gone. Mvhayv. Mvhayv. That's what we're left at. And we add our e-bus. So this guy ends up a bit long, but we had it. Mvhayv bus. Mvhayv bus. And let me, because this one is long. Mvhayv bus. There's our pieces. For anybody who needs that piece by piece. So I say, you say, Mvhayv bus. Mvhayv. Heck yes.
Mvhayv.
Nice. Now I'm going to reveal the answers. I'm going to do it a little bit fast so that we have all at one time. There. Okay, ready? One more time. I say, you say, Nojibus.
Nojibus,
Nice. Huislibus.
Weasley
Yes. Mvhayv.
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 Heck yes. Nice. Heck yeah. Okay. And then what's the difference? What's the difference? One more time. Oh, I went ahead. What's the difference between the polite and not polite?
The EP.
Nice. The EP. This ip. Ip. Right? If I take out the ip in each one, no just. Now it's just sleep. Plus stand. Mvhayv, just listen. But with these, no G bus, please sleep. Bus, please stand. Mvhayv bus, please listen. Nice. Heck yeah. So with that, right? That's only one other conjugation. You can now say 2 sentences all by yourself. You can tell someone to do something and you can be polite about it. You can choose. Now, like we're going to say here, and like we mentioned earlier, right? Do we have to always have ebus to sound polite, or are we going to be rude without it? Short answer is no, you do not add the polite version all the time, right? We only use it when we have a specific reason to. So like I had mentioned, in that case, when you're talking to elders, guests, customers, or like an assembly or stuff like that. In everyday conversation, you don't add it. You don't need it to be polite. Instead, you use tone, right? The difference of saying "paramagus" versus "paramagus." So tone. Perfect. Okay. So this one, another round. We're gonna add negative commands. So if a positive command was to tell someone to do something, a negative command is don't do it. Don't do it. Right? So don't eat that. Don't eat it. So same thing is gonna start. We need that dictionary form. We need the ida. Same thing we're gonna do. We're gonna drop that ida, bring it down to this form. Now this time we add egot. 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 Right? Here's our, honestly, it's more like there for the pronunciation. Egot. Egot.
Like Loxigot.
Yes, exactly. Loxigot. Don't lie. Loxigot. That's a good word. All right, here, for anybody who wants that word. So loxida is to lie. Loxida. So if we follow the same pattern, right? Lock, we drop that ida, locks, and then we add egot. Loxigot. So don't lie, which is a really good one. It's a great one, especially if you have kids or you have a sibling or a coworker that likes to mess with you. Loxigot. Don't lie. Perfect. So hombigot means don't eat it. It's an implied it, right? So don't eat it. So maybe your cat or your dog's getting into something, like we're supposed to, hey, hombigot, don't eat it. Don't eat that. Perfect. Okay, so let's use this, right? Let's actually practice this. Figure out a color. Okay. So, first one, legida. At this point, we've used this one a few times, so I think everybody should know this one now. Legida means to sit. So we have 2 steps. What's the first step?
Drop the ida.
Drop the ida. The nice and easiest one. Drop the ida. Okay, what's the next one?
Add egot.
Nice. Add egot. Add egot. Leg egot. Yes, exactly. So legida, we drop this. Now we're here with leg. We add egot. It becomes leg egot. Leg egot. Don't sit. Don't sit. Let it go. Maybe we're about to leave. And they're about to sit on the couch. No, let it go. Don't sit. We're leaving. Let it go. One thing that somebody has asked me before was, well, then can we add that Eve to make this one polite? Not for this. For these commands, you can't make this one polite. So this one just is how you say it. You know, be nice. Let it go versus let it go. You know, make sure you're polite. Okay, so Magada. Let's put the guesses for Magada in the chat or say it out loud. How do we say don't speak or don't say that?
Magigot.
Magigot.
Yes. Hey. Perfect. We drop our ida. We end up with Mag. We add our egot. Magigot. Magigot. Now remember, I don't know. I imagine you do this with Mvhayv, Desiree, Mvhayv Beck. But when it ends with that T, it's not T. So it's not Magigot. No extra air. Just stop your tongue. Magigot. You just stop. So Magigot.
Magigot.
Nice. Magigot. Heck yeah. Okay, and then this one. How do you tell someone don't look? You have a
How'd you-
present. Heck yeah.
Hedgigot.
Ooh, ooh. Ready? That was good, that was good. The only thing, and this is just because you really can't tell from here. This is the long E sound. Huge. Hijida. So it'll be hijigo. We drop that eda. Add our egot. And this is the long sound. So it's hijigo. Hijigo. So don't look. Hijigo. Nice. Okay. We're going to repeat the words after me. There we go. Yeah, I want them all on screen. Okay, ready? So I say, you say, leggy goat.
Leggy goat.
Legi.
Leggy goat. One more time. Leggy goat.
Leggy goat.
Legi.
Leggy goat.
Yes. Now let's do this one. Got our pieces.
Mag.
Maggy goat.
Maggy goat.
Yes.
Maggie, go.
Moggy goat. Yes. And then one more. Hiji goat.
Fiji goat.
And yeah, Hiji goat. So don't sit, don't say it, and don't look. Nice. I love the fact that the easiest things to learn first in Mvskoke are all the bossy things. You know, look at this, don't look at that. Okay, let's do a few more. I'm gonna switch over to a different color since now we're on purple. I'm not doing purple on purple. Let's do, how about this one? Here we go. Can we see that? Oh, no, that's not much better. Here, I'll use white. There we go. Okay, so Nojida. Okay, put your guesses in the chat and or say it out loud. How do we make that into don't sleep?
Nojigot.
Ooh, yep. Yes. Ooh, what does Mvhayv mean? Nice. So at the top, right, Mvhayv, it means let's practice. So we'll kind of go over how to say let's a little bit later, but it's basically this last piece. So we have, it's kind of hard to see on my thing, so it's blocked by Zoom. So Mvhayv, that's somewhere in here. Oh, I forgot using white on white. I was like, why don't I see anything? So Mvhayv is somewhere in here. And there's, I think it's here, agits, that's the let's. Agits, that's the let's. And that's my dialect. Other dialects, they don't have the T in there. So it's a geese. So that's two different dialects. So I wrote mine in my dialect because it's easier for me to talk in my dialect. But good question. So yes, okay, so back to Nojida. All those guesses, they were right. We have our Noj. And then Egot. Nojigot. So Nojigot. Nojigot. So I say, you say Nojigot. Nojigot.
Nojigot.
Yes, absolutely. Have a good rest of your day, Beth. See you next time. Mojigo. Nice. So don't sleep. Okay, now let's do iskida. Okay, so say it out loud or type in the chat. Iskida. What would be don't drink?
Iskigo.
Iskigo.
Eyes and look at the chat. Yes. Heck yeah. Perfect. So we get rid of ida. So we have isk. We add our ikot. Iskigot. Perfect. Yes. And this one sometimes will kind of trip people up a bit just because there's a bunch of K's. So good job. Everybody here kept that K. Iskigo. Iskigo. So I say, you say, iskigo.
Iskigo.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay. And then last one on the slide, we have Mvhayv again. So how do we say don't listen?
Mvhayv.
Hey, nice. Mvhayv. So we have our ida. We drop our ida. Mvhayv. And then we add our igot. Mvhayv. Mvhayv. So don't listen. Maybe there's a bunch of elders talking. They don't want the kids listening. Mvhayv. Nice, Mvhayv. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to have the clean version now up here real quick. I'll show the divisions for anybody who that helps. And then so no G go. So I say, you say no G go.
No jigo.
No
Yes.
jigo.
No G go.
Mojigo.
Perfect. Now this one is go. I say, you say iskigo.
Iskigo.
Eskigo.
Perfect. Nice iskigo. And then this one, it's longer, so let me put all the pieces. There we go. Mvhayv.
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 Mojigo.
Perfect. Yes. Thanks for telling me to not sleep, not drink, and not listen. Perfect. Okay, so now at this point, after just a day and a half, you can say 3 full sentences all by yourself. You can say do it, you can say please do it, and you can say don't do it. So that's just, once we know how we even start the idea of conjugating, right? The idea of we have an ida, we drop an ida, now we add something, that's basically gonna be the rule, like all the time, right? And so now you can already say 3 sentences. We're gonna add one more. Commands for groups of people. I don't remember who it was that asked it, but somebody says, what about if you're telling a group to do something? There's a different form. Pretty easy though. So here it is. So this is our group. Oh, it's on mouse start. Which you guys? I keep missing the word. There we go. I did it. Okay, so in Mvskoke, commands end differently for telling one person to eat versus many people to eat. So this is the one most people probably think of when they think of eat. All right, so we have our homeda. We once again drop the ida. Got our home, and now we add ux. Ux. So a lot of people they'll find out this one. Home bucks. Home bucks. You usually hear home bucks J. That G is like an exclamation point in Mvskoke. So you don't have to have this G. This G just makes it more like surprising, like it's a party, it's really great. Home bucks G. Versus you can just say home bucks. So eat, everyone. Everyone eat. All of you guys eat. Home bucks. Home bucks. This K in here is the difference between home bus and home bucks. That K shows the plural. Is like the easy way to think of it. It shows that plural. So our home bucks. So you gotta make sure you have that K in there, otherwise you're not saying it to multiple people. Home bucks. Home bucks. So write that down real quick if you need to for reference, because we're going straight into some practice. Home bucks. Boop. Okay, here we are. So first things first, we got our iskida. What's our first step?
Drop the ida.
Drop the ida.
Nice, the same step we've had. It's gonna be the same step for probably ever, to be honest. Drop the ida. And that's because ida is the dictionary form. So generally, if we're going to make it say something, we're dropping that ida. Okay, now what do we add for groups of people?
Ox.
Ux. Nice. Add. Ux. Add ux. So now we're making a command for a bunch of people. So with that, try to do iskida. Go quick on your own. Either say it out loud or put it in the chat.
Escox.
We're on iskux. Anybody else have any other ones? Heck yeah. No, that's it. Perfect. Got rid of our ida, right? So we have our isk. We add our ux. Iskux. Iskux. Perfect. So I say, you say iskux.
Iskux.
Escox.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, now let's do magada. Magada. Can you do magada?
Magux.
Heck yeah, that's it. Magux. Drop our ida. We have our bomb. Now we gotta add our ux. That's a funny looking K. Magux. Magux. So I say, you say magux.
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 Yes. And then last one on this page, we got our Mvhayv. So how do we do that one?
Mvhayv.
Mvhayv.
Mvhayv. Mvhayv.
Hej.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of that ida.
Mvhayv.
Mvhayv. And then we add our ux.
Mvhayv.
Perfect. Yes, nice. Mvhayv. So I say, you say Mvhayv.
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 Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so let's clear it so we can see all the pretty typewriting instead of my handwriting. And let's break it down line by line. So for people who makes this is easier for them. Honestly, this is just one time. Iskux. So I say, Iskux.
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 Yes, so drink everyone. So maybe like you guys made a bunch of like fruit punch or something. It's like, okay, everybody, it's ready. Iskux. Drink it. Iskux. Nice. So maga becomes ma.
Magux.
Perfect. I say, you say maga.
Magux.
Magux.
Nice. So that could be speak everyone or say it everyone, depending on the context. And in this one, our pieces are ma, oh, hey, jux. So I say, you say ma, oh, hey, jux.
Mvhayv.
Mvhayv.
Heck yeah. Perfect. Okay, now this is important. So this is, I'm ready to stay on this for a second to really get this in our brains. Okay. In Mvskoke, I'm trying to get this look out of my way so I can see. Some verbs have different forms for groups of people. Now, this is called suppletive forms in grammar world. You guys don't have to know that word. Basically, it's just depending on how many people are doing it, the verb may change a little bit. It doesn't exist in English, really. I can't think of anything. It's common though for verbs that have to do with movement or position. So go, walk, run, stand, sit, lay down, stuff like that. That's really where you're going to find these. So they have different forms depending on the number of people doing them. We have 3 main forms in Mvskoke that we will find and use with this system. The 1-person version, the 2-people version, and the 3 or more people version. So, for example, the word sit, you can't say over here, you can't say legux, because legida means for 1 person to sit. Instead, we have to use either that one or this one. We have to use one of the other ones that shows the amount of people. So legida, to sit for 1 person, right? Legida, to sit for 1 person. Gagida is to sit for 2 people. And then abogida is to sit for 3 or more people. So we have to remember that when we make the command. Because legus is fine. That's a 1-person command for a verb that means 1 person sit. But when we want to tell a bunch of people sit, we gotta make sure we're using either gucks or gucks. And it follows the same rule, it's just meaning of the verb. So, because if we break down the rule, right, it's you drop the ida and you add ucks. So if we go down to gagada, we're telling, hey, you two, sit down. It's gonna follow the same rule, right? We take off this ida. Now it's gog. And then we add the ucks like before. Ucks. Gogucks. Gogucks. Same with abogada. I wish I had more room on this slide. I'll do it right. Have it right here. Abogada. Still follows the same rule, right? We take off ida. So goodbye ida. Now we have abog. Abog. And then we add ucks like before. Abogucks. Abogucks. So all of you sit down, right? So this is really good to know, especially say if you're a teacher and talking to students a lot. It's nice to know, hey, you two, you sit down, stop. You, all of you sit down. So gogucks and abogucks, right? So we're gonna say the verbs by themselves all together real quick. I say, you say, and then we'll talk about the different command version, right? So first, legida.
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 Nice. That's one person, right? So its command for one person becomes legus. That first one we learned, right? Legus. So legus.
Legus.
Vegas.
Legus.
Legus.
Ready? Next one for two people sit. Gagida.
Gagida.
Nice. So it
Gagida.
becomes gagus. Gagus. Which once again, if it's hard to read my handwriting, it's all on the bottom left. So you can read it over there. So I say, you say, gagus.
Gogucks.
Gagucks.
Vegas.
Perfect. Now this one for three or more people to sit, abogida.
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 Gida.
Abogida.
Abogucks.
Nice. So it becomes abogucks. Nice. So I say, you say, abogucks.
Aboga.
Aboga.
Abogucks.
Perfect. Okay. Anybody have any questions about this concept or want any clarification or anything before we kind of try to practice it a little bit?
Are there very many verbs that have a different form depending on the amount of people you're talking to?
So, like on here, movement and position tend to always have one. So, position would be the main ones, would be like sit, stand, and lay down. So those, all three of those, different. For movement, it would be things like to walk, to run, to go, to come, to arrive, to leave. Those are movement, right? You're changing your place. So those will have them. Other than that, though, it's not too bad. A lot of the beginning words tend to have them because we tend to talk about going and coming and sitting a lot. So the beginning few words might seem like they have a lot, but it's not too bad. Some adjectives will have it as well. Are they included in the dictionary? That is a great question. Perfect. Yes. So in the dictionary, if you want to know if a word has a form like this, right? A gagada or a bogada, like one of these other forms, look up the either to sit. You can either look up to sit or say you know the word is legida. For one person to sit, look up legida in the dictionary and it'll show you of two people, gagada, of three people or more, a bogada. It'll show that in the dictionary. So that's a great question. These are always shown in the dictionary. So perfect, that was a good question. And you should be able to find either answer from going to the English or the Mvskoke. But if you ever want to double check for sure, go to the Mvskoke. Go to the Mvskoke. It'll absolutely
Could you pronounce the second one again?
gagada.
Gagada.
Perfect.
Gagida. Gagida.
Gagada.
So
Gagida.
now actually,
Uh.
these were the words that I gave you yesterday as our words to kind of start practicing with, right? The ones that are highlighted These are the ones that are gonna have a different form for the amount of people. So we'll look at that now on which one's what. Sorry, I'm trying to change the color and it did this. There we go. Oh, and now it's on draw, so of course, here we go. I'll get used to this board. Okay, so nojida, to sleep. So this is a 1. So if you've written down your vocab somewhere, you might want to add that, of 1. I do it by doing like this. I add a little 1 next to it. Now we know, right? These are all of 1. That means all the other ones, we follow the normal rule of adding ups, right? So we have home bucks, is gucks, way gucks, big home nuts, mawa hey jucks, ma gucks, he jucks. But for these guys, we gotta know our other forms. So I have, here's our forms. I had divided it by 1, 2, and 3 or more people. That's how it's kind of divided to hopefully make it a little bit easier to look at. So the leftmost side, our 1 person, that's the words that I first gave you. And those are the words you probably recognize if you've, ever heard them before, right? So let's go in order for each one from the 1 to 2 to 3. So for example, let's start with nojida. So 1 person asleep. Ready? I say, you say, nojida.
Nojida.
Nice. Now we're gonna move over to 2. Nojhoyida.
Nojhoyida.
Nice, perfect.
Nojhoyida.
For 3 or more. Nojejida.
Nojida.
Nojejida.
Perfect, nojejida. So for example, when I talk to my family, I will say, Hisli nojejaks. Hisli nojejaks. So Hisli nojejaks. So what's Hisli mean? Anybody know what Hisli is? Let's get R now. Trying to make it look pretty. Hisli. It means like good or well.
Good.
Yeah, so good or well in English. Either of those. And nojejaks is the command form of nojejida. So sleep well, everybody. You sleep nojejaks. That's what I tell my family before I go to sleep. You sleep nojejaks. Next, we have likida, to run. So ready? Run for 1 person, likida.
Litkida.
Likida.
Legida.
Likida.
It's 2 or more form. Ready? To run for 2 people, do goskida.
Dogoskida.
Dogoskida.
Nice, do goskida.
Dogoskida.
Dogoskida.
Yes, it's a weird looking word. So do goskida. And then for 3 or more, we have bifakida.
Bifakida.
Remember, this is bifakida.
Bifakida.
Likida.
Bifakida.
Nice. Perfect. So that would be really important. Say there's a bear and you're camping and you need everybody to run. Bifakguks. Everybody run.
Noj.
If you said leapguks, you're only telling 1 person to run. Perfect. Let's do to stand. Huisida. So 1 person. Huisida.
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 Perfect. Okay, now we have for 2 people. Ready? Sihogida.
Sihogida.
Likida.
And then for 3 or more. Sabaklida.
Shabaklida.
Likida.
Perfect. So if you're, for example, a teacher, and you're telling, hey, everybody stand up. Sabaklux. Sabaklux with the X. Perfect. Okay, now let's do to walk. For 1 person, yagabida.
Yagobida.
Yabo.
Yagobida.
Yes. We'll do that 1 more time because it is a kind of a weird word. So it's yagabida. So yagabida.
Yagobida.
Yagobida.
And yes. Then for 2, yagapugida.
Gab.
Yagabogida.
Nice. The main difference is we add this hole in there. So yagabogida.
Gida.
Yagahobira.
There we go. Yes. Okay. And then this one, I feel like this one's tricky because it almost looks like the first one, but it's not. It has one more extra piece. Yagabogida.
Gida.
Yes, it's got this one
Yagabogida.
extra unk in there. Yagabogida.
Yagabogida.
Nice, perfect. And then this one is probably really important to know. Leg it up. One person said leg it up.
Legida.
Legida.
Perfect. 2 people. Gog it up.
Gida.
Perfect. And 3 or more. A bowl get up.
Abogida.
Gida.
Perfect.
Ogida.
So if you've noticed, there's 2 types of these verbs. There's the ones like leg it up and wisada, where the versions look nothing alike, right? Leg it up, gog it up, and a bog it up don't look alike. Wisada, sabogada, sabakada do not look alike. Then there's the ones like yagabida and nojida, where they do look similar. Yagabida, yagabogada, yagabagada. Nojida, nojboida, nojejida. So there's 2 types. Because of that, I think that we'll call it circle and star. I think circle type is probably the easier one to learn because at least you're like, okay, these all start with noj. That one all starts with yaga. But the other ones are also important. The stars, they're important. You just have to memorize them. It's not fun, but it's important. But you'll be surprised. You use them a lot, and because of that, you actually get to practice them a lot. Before I move on, any questions of any kind before or forever hold your peace? Okay, moving on. Okay, so we're gonna do it. Let's do our pieces. Okay, so sabaklada means for 3 or more to stand. So what was our 2 things we gotta do?
Drop the ida.
Yes, drop it up. And then what do we add?
Ux.
Ux.
Nice, perfect. Ux. We add ux. Who was it that just asked that question? Forgot. Justina. Yes. So I will actually add the PowerPoint. I'll add it into the same place that I put the link earlier, which is the Google Drive under Mvhayv Eli for the Mvskoke language program. But also, these will be on YouTube, so you can watch it through the whole thing, get the explanation with it, and then you're gonna get a PDF. We're gonna talk about the PDF in a little bit. So that'll also help. But yes, I'll put these on Google Drive as well, that way you can look at it. But perfect, okay, so then in that case, sabakura. So we drop our ida. So we have sabak, wool, sabak, wool. That L is still there.
Baklunks.
We add our ux, nice, ux.
Baklunks.
Now be careful. I hear, it almost sounds like you're saying unks. Unks is a different ending. It means something else. So don't do unks. Sabaklux.
Lux.
The past tense. Yeah.
Yeah, so sabaklux.
The baklunks.
Perfect. Okay. No toyada. Do no toyada.
No choyaks. No choyaks.
Yes. Good play. So Judy has a question in the chat. She says, Mvhayv Eli, when our pastor asks us all to stand, I'm hearing asabaklada. Is that his dialect or does it have significance? So one thing I'm really excited to talk about later are things we put on the beginning of verbs. So if we add an A here, asabaklada, that specifically means to stand up, not just to stand. So sabaklada could be like to stand in place, could be to stand up, could be in any of those. Asabaklada means specifically stand up from a sitting or laying position. So that's a good question. That's why he's saying it, because everybody's sitting. He's like, everybody stand up. Asabaklada. Perfect. Good question. Okay, so let's see, which way to, we got our guesses, we had them. We drop our ida, we have no toy, no toy. We had our ux,
Choi.
No choice.
No choyaks.
and no toyux. Perfect, no toyux.
No choyaks.
No choice. Yeah.
Nice, let's do to run, but fuck it up, fuck it up. What will it be? Fuck this.
Fuck.
Ducks, fuck, ducks.
Oh, I heard all the guesses at the same time, perfect. They all sounded correct too, so we drop our ida. Yeah, B, fuck, don't forget that K, we fuck. And then we add our ux. We fuck us.
Ifatucks.
It's a funny looking Mvskoke word,
Ifatucks.
we fuck us, nice.
You fuck.
I'm gonna bring them all up so we can look at them with the nice and pretty type font. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put our syllables. Okay, so first one, sabaklux.
Sabaklux.
Perfect. All right, that's for 3. Okay, this one, Nochoyda, to sleep 2. Noj, o, yucks. Nochoyucks.
No choya.
No choice.
Perfect. And then bifakada, to run 3 or more. Be, bot, gucks. Bifakgucks.
Ifatucks.
Perfect. Nice. I think we have another round of these supplements. Oh, we don't. Okay. No, that's okay. We'll work on to the PDF then. So what I'm happy about, so after just 2 days, we can say 4 full sentences on our own, right? Which is huge, because for some people who come in here today, maybe you didn't know how to make any sentences. You knew some words, but maybe no sentences. You can make any sentence now out of any verb you find in the dictionary with these. You can tell someone to do the verb. You can ask someone to please do the verb. You can tell someone to not do the verb, or you can tell a bunch of people to do the verb. So for example, maybe I give you a random verb now. How about, I want to do a verb you guys don't necessarily know. Let's say, let's do huiskera. Huiskera. Anybody know what huiskera means?
Get a.
Huiskera.
Get a.
Here's your hint, ready?
Get a.
Or for the new age, it'd be this.
Call.
To call, and it can mean to call on the phone, or it can be like to call out to somebody. To call. Huiskera. Remember that H, that extra H matters. Huiskera. Huiskera.
Get a.
Exactly. So you have that air that comes out. Perfect. So in that case, if that's your verb, right? And I wish I had prettier handwriting. For anybody who wants me to say the letters, it's HUEHKETV. Okay, so quick it up. So in that case, it means to call. So tell someone, maybe something's broke. Don't call somebody. Right? Tell them to call somebody. So do this one first. Do number 1.
Vitkush.
Quickus.
Yeah. Don't forget that extra H.
Quickus.
Good. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Now, this one, don't say it. I want you to type it. I want to see if you can write it correctly. Please do it. Type this one. Please do it.
Bus.
Oh, I typed it. Guys, type it.
Quick bus.
Nice. Oh, you're so close. You're so close. I think someone did get it. So right. So this one was. I forgot to actually write it. We Gus. This one. We. E-bus. Right. That's the police part. Is having that E in there. We E-bus. Mvhayv, Mvhayv. Now, do the don't call. Maybe I'm busy, I'm on a meeting, don't call. Don't call. Don't call. You can type it or you can say it, either one.
Quikigot. Quikigot.
Perfect. This is purple and purple, so I'm putting it down here. Quickie. Quickie. Remember that extra H matters.
Please keep going.
Now for this one, I'm double checking real quick because I never tell local people to call, so I don't remember if this one has a special verb. So this is a good example of how to find out. So I'm going to go to H. I'm an H. H U. Here we go. I'm in the H U. We get up to call. It says to call out, to call on the telephone, to call, to make a call to someone. So it does not show multiple. So it's quick get up for multiple as well. Versus if you were to look at halagida, which is if you have your book, so on page 56 is where you can find quick get up if you want to. On 57 is this word right here, halagida. Halagida, that's to crawl. That one does have one for each version, and you'll see it. It says verb to crawl as of one. Baby snake. Halagida of two. When it says of two, that's showing the second version. And haligida of three or more. So that's how you would see that. So perfect. We know quikida then in that case is for all the forms. So what do we do in that case for everybody call?
Weak.
Nice.
Quikak. Quikak.
Nice. I remember that H. Quick guts. Am I using the dictionary? Yes. That was the green dictionary. I believe I said pages 56 and 7 or 7 and 8. It's 57.
56.
56 and 57. Okay, perfect. Yes, that was the green dictionary. Quick guts. Good. So one time, all of them, I say, you say. First one. Quick guts.
Whiskas.
Yes.
You call. Please call. Quick bus.
Quikiba.
Whiskibash.
Wikibus.
Don't call. Quick go.
Quikigot.
Whiskigoch.
Everybody call. Quick guts.
Quikak.
Whiskash.
Perfect. Nice job. Awesome. Okay, so then let me pull up right here. This is in the thing. This is the PDF for you. So you can download it, print it. I definitely recommend it. So this side is our cheat sheet, right? This is the quick version of how do I get this. So in each of the black sections is, the thing, right? Simple command, do it. Different steps. Step one, we need that dictionary form. We drop the ida, we add us, and it shows it on the right side. So it shows that for simple command, simple group command, polite simple command, and negative command. The only thing that we didn't talk about explicitly that's on here is on this one. Please, simple command. You'll see right here, right? You can add it to the first person or the group. You can't do that with don't, but you can do that with the group ones for please. So let's take Legida. This is for one person. How do I tell one person, please have a seat?
Legibus.
Perfect. Right, we're doing the polite, right? That's the e-bus and e-bus. Bus. Now, remember, this one has different forms. So gogida. I'm telling two people. So you two, please have a seat. How would I do that one? Step one, we have our form. Step two, drop it up.
Gogabut.
Perfect. You add for the group. E-bucks, right? Because like I said, that eb is the polite piece. E-bucks. E-bucks. Goggy bucks. Goggy bucks. So you two, please have a seat. So I say, you say, goggy bucks.
Doggy bucks.
Perfect. And now let's do it with a bogida. That's the 3 or more people. A bogida. So first thing we do, right? We're gonna drop the ida. A bog. So then what's the polite ending for a group?
A bogebucks. A bogebucks.
E-bucks. A bogey bucks. So I say, you say, a bogey bucks.
A
A
bogebucks.
bogey bucks.
Perfect. So this has the full thing. You, from all the things that you learned, we have it all on one page for you to be able to reference whenever you want. It's colorful. I love colors. And we all of them use hombida. That way you can really see the way one word is changing. Perfect. And then where do we find this PDF? So I shared it earlier. I think it should still be on my clipboard. So it should be in there. Yes, perfect. Yay. Thank you, Judy. But yes, and then on the back side, or the second page, if you look on the computer, it's the second page. If you print it out, it'd be the back side. We have a chance for you to actually practice it, right? So these are the words that we've talked about, right? These are the ones from your list. So you can practice the left side, it's in English. You have to write the Mvskoke. On the right side, it's the Mvskoke. You have to write the English. So let's real quick do the first one in each section, just to kind of practice. So for this one, it's a simple command. It's sleep, right? So that's the sleep. Sleep. So anybody remember the word for sleep?
Nojira.
Heck yeah. Nojida. So then in that case, what would be sleep?
Nojas.
No, just
Perfect. Yes. Nojas. Nojas. Now we're doing the opposite. We have hijas. So we need to know what is the dictionary form of that verb. Like, what is that verb? So what is the dictionary form of hijas?
Cheetah.
Hijida. Hijida. What does hijida mean? What does hijida mean?
See or look.
Good, to see or look.
Look.
So in that case, we have our word hijida. We know it means to see or look, and this is a command. So this means what?
Look.
Look.
Just.
You just look. Look. Perfect. Look. You just look at it. That's cool. Nice. Awesome. So now let's do this side. These are group commands now. So we just learned them, so I don't blame you. Anybody remember what the word for 3 or more to stand up was? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an S.
Shihokuda or no, Sabaklida.
Nice. See, look at it. For 2 people, sabaklida is what we're looking for. Sabaklida. That's the 3 or more one. And the reason we can assume this probably means 3 or more is the fact that it's everyone. Usually if you're talking to 2 people, you like, hey, you 2 stand up, right? So everyone, we'll probably talk about the 3 or more. Sabaklida. So then, what do we add to make it a group command? We add
Ox.
X. So what is this word going to be?
Sabakluk.
Nice, sabaklux. Sabaklux. It's hard to make it nice and small on here. Sabaklux. Nice. So then this one. Anybody remember what multiple version Gojejida is? Gojejux.
3 or more.
Nice. 3 more of Gojejida. 3 or more of Wait. No jejda, 3 or more. So no jejups means
Everyone sleep.
everyone sleep. All of you kids, go to bed. Everyone sleep. Perfect. So everyone sleep. Perfect. Okay, now let's do the first one and this one. The polite simple command. So, be polite now. What is the verb for walk? Starts with a Y. I feel like a lot of people, to be fair, I feel like I didn't remember a lot in the beginning either because it's such a
Yakapera.
Yakapida.
those are over here. She has the vocab words out. Yagabada. Perfect, yagabada. And that's for one person. Yagabada. So then, how do we tell someone, please walk? What do we add? We add
Eep.
eep, and then the one for the amount of people. So in this case, us, right? Because it's one person. So what is please walk?
Yakapibas.
Yakapibas.
Nice. Yagabibas. 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 Perfect. Then on this side says legibus. What word is that? Legida. Which means what?
Sit.
Is it for how many people?
One.
One.
One person to sit. So then legibus means what?
You sit.
Please sit. Please sit. Now, once again, in English, we tend to say have a seat. They mean the same thing. So either way, whichever one makes you happy, either have a seat or please sit. Okay. And then our last one on this list. Let's do the first one on this one. Don't run. Anybody remember the word for run? Starts with an L. We're doing the one for one person.
Likida.
Eyes, lick it up. Lick it up. For one person to run. And what do we add for don't?
Ikot.
Egot. Perfect. Egot. So don't. So then what is don't run?
Lekikot.
Perfect. Lick egot.
What?
Lick egot. Which is really good. Say you're at a pool, right? And you see someone running around, that's dangerous. Lick egot. Don't run. And then last but not least, let's do Mvhayv. What verb is that?
To listen.
Nice, perfect. Mvhayv. To listen. To listen. Mvhayv. The pen started to bleed a lot. Mvhayv. To listen. So then in that case, what does that one say?
Don't listen.
Don't listen. We're having a secret conversation. Don't listen. Don't listen. Perfect. Nice. So that's how this will work. This is something that you can do for the next few days until next week when we have our next class to make sure you really do get this in your brain, right? Before I leave this page, has anybody pulled this page up already? Just want to make sure 100% it works. That link works. Perfect. Awesome. Good. Okay. And then after this, I'll go ahead and put these two PowerPoints in that same folder too. So it should be in the same exact place as the PDF, since that's this week's group. But I'm going to, if there's no questions on this page, I want to go back to the vocab list page so that way you can write them down real quick. Okay. So any questions on this or the top page of it? Zoom in. So either one. Any questions on the PDF itself? Oh, anything? We're going back. Awesome. Okay. Then let's go over here. So I want to make sure for anybody who wasn't here, going back. Oh wait, no, it was this way. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember the order of my own slides. Then we have our list. There we go. Okay. So here's the list. So everybody who wasn't here yesterday, here's your chance. These are the words that we had yesterday. So go ahead and write these down. And then I'll put up the, oh, thank you for liking the slides. They're cute. I just wish that I remember the order. After this, I'm going to put up the slide that has the 1, 2, and 3 form of the highlighted ones. So any of the ones that are blue, you might want to make a little note for yourself, like of 1, right? That way you remember. So this is, I always do it like this, right? The little parentheses, 1, 1, 1. Versus when I write the 1 for 2, I'll do 2. And then when I do the 1 for 3 or more, I go 3 plus. 3 plus, right? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna put the other slide real quick. Is that okay? Okay, so here's the one with the multiples. The 1, the 2, and the 3 plus. And you're gonna wanna write these down. These are very common words. Another common word, I definitely would recommend looking up so you can actually see what it looks like in the dictionary when you look up one like this, would be to lay down, walk it up, walk it up. Walk it up is a position, right? So it does this. So the single version is walk it up, walk it up. So I would recommend looking at a dictionary, figure out what the 2 and the 3 are. And then you'll get used to kind of seeing, oh, that's how it's laid out in the dictionary. Walk it up. Walk it up. Perfect. Okay. So then with that, I'm going to leave this one up. If anybody wants to write the other one, just let me know. I'm going to leave this one up so we can write down, take pictures if you need to. Any last questions? Otherwise, I will see you next week. So any questions?
Great job, Mvhayv.
Hello.
Well done. You did a great
Hello.
job.
Yes, and I'm so happy because it's so exciting to me because then you guys already can say 4 sentences, you know, and you can take any verb and do it and make 4 whole sentences. So next week, what we're going to talk about is going to be dos/omida. That's the actual verb is omida. Really cool verb we can use. We actually use all the time in Mvskoke. You'll definitely recognize it when you hear it. So we'll talk about that, how we use it, and I'm excited because that's a really good one. But no, yes, absolutely. So with this, then I'll go ahead, like I said, I'll leave this up. I'll probably go ahead and turn off the camera and mute, and it'll be, the recording will kind of stop here. But otherwise, we're done. I'm going to just leave it up so that you can record whatever you need to write down. But Mado, Jihitaka,
Mado.
Hello.
and